There's wisdom in the saying health is wealth, but it never feels more real than when a health scare changes everything. Today, I'm meeting with John Mitchell, who experienced that sudden shift firsthand. With incredible resilience and a new perspective, John and his family discovered a richer, healthier way to live, rooted in purpose, joy, and legacy. John, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, John Mitchell. I am low country bred, Morehouse red, Spellhouse wed, spiritually fed. I put shit to bed and I'm Q-sci-fi till I'm dead, man.
What a great way to introduce yourself. It seems like that might have been rehearsed before, or is that on the spot?
On the spot, just for you, man.
Go into what does it mean, health is wealth?
Sure, yeah. I've found that the two have a relationship that is honestly can't be undone. You really can't attain a certain level of health without a certain level of wealth or vice versa.
When you were entering this health scare, this unexpected event in your life that took you straight to the emergency room, what did you already have in place that could have helped you through that from a financial standpoint?
What I had in place financially was a secure job that gave me the benefits that I needed to feel confident to take the time off. But as time wore on, I kind of had to make that decision week by week, how I wanted to put my family in a position where we weren't feeling like we were going to be at a loss, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that can be taken in many forms when you think about the toll that it could take on your family. But thinking outside of your job and the benefits to your job, was there anything protecting you from the unexpected event that popped up in your life, thinking about insurance or emergency savings or other solutions like that?
Not really, man. Honestly, I didn't have myself set up in that way to succeed. Had we had a different level of planning in place prior to that moment, it would have been a different experience.
We hear this all the time. According to our research, about 41% of Americans define fulfillment as having security or protection against unforeseen events.
I think it might be 41.1% now, right?
Added a person. Nice.
It may not have been something that was as high a priority to me before, as much as I may have conceptually understood the importance of like that security element, but I definitely feel a higher sense of value for that kind of sense of security being established ahead of time, instead of feeling like you can always just kind of fly by the seat of your pants on certain things.
After you had that event and experienced the impacts it can have on your finances, did you make any changes to your financial situation or how you were approaching your finances?
It meant I needed to be more serious and sincere about my career aspirations. Proud to say that, since that same time, I've reached these different levels from a health goal metric, right? I've also reached different levels of career attainment that I set out for myself. Now I have to be the best steward of that additional income to make sure it's not just the income that we just increase our expenses to match that higher level of income.
The process you're using of setting the milestones is an absolutely amazing way to help keep you on track and accountable over time. About 1/3 of American investors are planning to leave assets to their next generation. How does that land with you? How does that make you feel? And what are your plans from a financial standpoint for your sonship?
That's a number that I think is one that I'd want to be a part of. My goal is to really continue to learn in that space more so that I can give him options and access points so that he knows he's not having to start from anywhere lower than I did, for sure.
And strategy is really what it's all about. If we think about securing your income, for example, we could explore things like disability insurance, life insurance, long-term care insurance. Those are options that can help give us security around our income and our assets. I also know that you talked about your son and the future that you see for your son. Certainly we can explore from an education standpoint, savings options that will help ensure that your son can receive the education that you see for him in high school and college and perhaps even beyond. One of the things that makes John's life rich is fatherhood. But leaving a legacy is more than providing for his son financially. It's about guiding, protecting, and instilling greater purpose. John, we say rich means living a life you love. What makes your life feel rich?
Oh man, rich means having folks that not only you love, but love you. Rich means recognizing that what you do in this world is not just for you, but for, the collective community that you get to call home, right? Rich means creating value in the things that you do and in the ways that you do it.
Let's go back to what we were talking about inside. And you were talking about something that hit so close to home for me. And it goes back to us being fathers. Well, how would you say that changed what you wanted to achieve in that moment? What did you see in front of you in that instant?
It was like the first time that I really thought about what my future of success will be and what somebody might think of me after I've left this place. And that's something that you can't really take a lot of time for until you know what's there, right?
Yeah. What are you thinking about when you think about the legacy? How are you defining the legacy you want to leave for Chip, your son?
To me, that legacy is really built on, I want his definition to be an even bigger expanse of the definition than I could ever imagine, right?
Yeah.
And the only way that happens is if I do everything in my power to not be something that winds up being a burden to him. What tools am I giving him to be able to define that success in his own words and on his own terms, right?
Yeah, open up the possibilities and then doing what you can to secure and protect the future that you see for him.
Yeah, making sure that he knows that no matter what, his dad loves him and that his dad is always gonna believe in him.
John's story is proof that life's most difficult chapters create the most powerful turning points as we rediscover what matters most. Everyone is different, and we're here to help you find what makes your life rich.